Hello and welcome to Crafts by Jemma. I'm Jemma. Today I'm going to show you how to make my paper beads, all the way from rolling using paper and a knitting needle to glazing, which makes them really shiny, like this. And you can use them for all sorts of crafts, but I use them to make jewellery. I've recently made this beautiful little bracelet. Let's get started. To make the paper beads, you will need some pretty paper, a pen, a ruler, a knitting needle in whichever size you want the middle bit to be. So I'm using a 3.5 millimeter one, and also some school glue or PVA glue is fine. And then to glaze them, I use an embossing ink pad and embossing powder in clear. So I've got here a piece of paper which is two-sided, so both sides are quite pretty, but I'm actually going to use this side. This is the side that I want the outside of my bead to look like. So I'm going to draw my mark on the inside, and what I'm going to do is draw it at an angle, and whichever width it is at the bottom, move it up so you can see, whichever width it is at the bottom is the width that the bead will be. This one was quite wide, it was about an inch, so it makes a really long bead. This one on here was very short. This one on here was very short, so that makes a short bead, and it makes the pointier you make it, the rounder it will be at the other end. It will be to finish with. So this is not a very clean edge at the moment, so I'm gonna make it a bit neater. So you want to draw a really pointy triangle. Then grab a pair of scissors and cut it out. I'm using gloves because I don't want, once it's been glazed, I don't want my fingerprints to get on it when it's dried. So when it's drying, so I tend to use gloves when I'm doing this. And also I don't like getting embossing powder and stuff on my fingers because it's very fine and it can be a bit itchy. So now that I've got this, I'm going to get my end. And I'm going to roll it. So this is on the outside, so I'm going to roll it up on the side that I don't want it to be on. And you just kind of fold it around, curl the end of it, so it makes it a little bit easier. And then just fold it around. Like this, as tightly as you can get it. And try to keep it as central as you can. when I've got a little bit left, grab my paintbrush, dip it into the glue, just paint the end with some glue to hold it in place. It holds quite well actually because it's just paper. And then roll it around. And I like to spread the glue, the excess glue that's around, because it's quite thick paper, and then hold it in place, and you can remove the, as you can see, it's got a nice hole there. You can hold it for a few seconds to let the glue dry, and there you have it. Really pretty paper bead. So as you can see, these ones are some that I made earlier, and this one was quite a wide at the base, but then this one here, this was the same length all the way up. So depending on the way that you cut your paper, will depend on how the bead comes out. And so then to glaze it, there, and I try and put it onto quite a tight needle to start with. So this is a needle that's the same width that I rolled it on, so it fits quite snugly. And then what you want to do is just roll it quite firmly into the embossing ink, and it's very sticky. Make sure you roll it as much as you can. And then I use a cocktail stirrer and just kind of push the powder onto it, give it a good tap. You want to make sure that the ends are still clear, and get the heating tool, which is here. Turn it on. And it will make the I just slowly turn it, and it will make the bead go really shiny, and it won't even look a little bit like paper anymore at the end. And then I like to give it a few goes, or dip it back into the thing, give it a tap whilst it's still wet. I wouldn't use a hairdryer when embossing, because it makes a little bit too much wind and your embossing powder will just go everywhere. And there is the finished bead. You just have to wait now for it to dry. And I normally set it aside and leave it to dry on something like that, and then that's it. You're done. And then it's ready to use once it's completely dry. It's really hard and very shiny and quite durable. So even though it's made of paper, I mean, I wouldn't wash up wearing something like this, obviously, because it's paper still, but it makes it like if you splashed a bit of water on it, it makes it sort of a little bit more waterproof. Thanks for watching.